Me to go on the trip. And I know because of that one decision that I ended up having a traumatic brain injury. I got to learn to walk, many things. And so what it has taught me, it taught me to listen, to trust the promptings I received, and then to act. And I know that anyone who's had any traumatic issues in their life, that what I've learned, that as I listen, make better choices, have allowed me to become a conscious creator and live a better life.
That was wonderful, Brian. You see, there's only love. There's only love, and that's why we search for it all the time, because we know who we are and we just can't find it. We look for it everywhere else. So now we have about 10 minutes, right? 10 or 15 minutes. I'd like to put it out to questions and answers. Can you pass them a mic, somebody? Yeah.
It's a question for you.
Okay.
When you came back, you didn't tell that if the body was there or not.
Oh, you want to know the return? Okay, I'll tell you as quickly as I can because I want everyone to ask it. I didn't speak about it because I didn't want to take any more time. I was already over time. So I'll tell you very quickly, because basically what happened was I saw a lot more over there. And then, I said to myself, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? And then I was told, as I said, that you have to go back. And I said, I don't want to go back. And then all of a sudden, see, when I died, and there are differences. A lot of people go through what Brian has gone through, and they see their family members who have passed on, and they're told that it's not your time. So he's totally right in that. Mine was a little different. I bypassed the whole thing because I was very spiritually. So I bypassed. I just went straight to the light, basically. And so I was only seeing this white brilliance, and then all of a sudden, this white brilliance, I saw like an umbilical cord, like a tunnel, but it was an umbilical cord, and I could see inside it. And I saw this little fetus, this little newborn baby curled up. And it was, just like a baby, the head down and the feet up. And I looked at it and I said, oh no, not again. I knew that was me. And I saw myself speeding down this cord, and I was like, oh no, I really didn't want to come back. I was so happy there. And next minute, I opened my eyes. I was sitting in the car, and I screamed. I cried out because my lower gum had broken, my lower 4 teeth had come out, and they were hanging in my throat with the nerves. And it was I was bleeding. I was a lot of blood, but I didn't have any pain. There was no pain whatsoever. It was a two-seater convertible, so the door was jammed on my side. My secretary, thank God, she was wearing a seatbelt. She got concussion. She was going, like that. And I just came out, and there was a lady, it was in the suburbs, so one lady heard the crash. She came running out, and she saw all the blood. She said, oh my God. She ran back into her house, and she got me this ice pack. Put it on your mouth, And I said, okay. I put it on my mouth, and then I said, no. I gave it back to her. She says, what? I said, and I couldn't speak because the tongue, teeth are very important to tongue to speaking. I was blubbering. I was saying no pain, like that. I was saying no pain. She says, how can that be? Your mouth is broken. If you even get a little scratch on our lips, how much it hurts. There was no pain because I was still in that consciousness. I had not come into body consciousness. God was so kind till the police came, till the ambulance came. I was taken to San Dimas County Hospital, and I put out a bowl of blood for almost like 2 hours because it was Saturday night. The surgeon was out, So till he came, there was no pain. That's what it is. So pain is also in the mind. We can overcome pain. You see? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I do. But most of the time, if people come and they say when they come back, they know that when they'll go back. It comes like that in a
Well, for different people. For me, yes. I know my whole future. And when I came back, I had siddhis. I had powers. I could heal people. I have healed tumors from people's head. I just put my hand on them and the tumors would disappear. Ash was coming out of my fingers. I was clairvoyant. I could see, or I could do a lot of stuff. And a lot. And I could travel. My DNA was way more than 2 strands. And then I didn't know how to handle it. So I prayed and I said, I don't want it right now. I'm not ready. So I put it on the side. But now, since the last 6 months, I know that it's time. So it's coming. I'm getting it back. It was there, but I'm kind of opening the chest slowly, getting one little thing at a time. And I did have a multi-faith sanctuary in California for 5 years, where a lot of people were helped, and it's time to start it again. So I'm going to start it wherever he takes me. I don't question. I don't think. I just follow whatever comes in, downloads. That's what.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm about 6 months in California and 6 months in Delhi, and also in Sai Baba's ashram. I just finished building a world-class recording studio and doing some projects, giving drinking water to the villagers. They didn't have water. So I was just trying to install some water plants for them to drink. So I'm just doing that right now. I'm doing some spiritual counseling wherever I go, and it's all free. I don't charge anything. I don't, money in me, I don't want anything. I'm just, like I say to whoever comes to me, I said, you know what? I'm an ocean of love. Take it. Take it. I'm full of love. Just take. I'm here to give. I don't want anything from you. Nothing. What can you give me? But I can give it to you because I've received it. And I've received it not for myself. I've received it for you and you and you. Because the only thing we can really give is love. That's the only thing that belongs to us. Otherwise, we come empty-handed. We go empty-handed. Love is the only thing that we own. Right?
A question for Brian. Brian, where are you now?
Well, I live in Lehi, Utah, and I like to travel a lot. I'm in India, but that's mainly where I stay. That's where I work, and I also have a holistic healing practice that I do.
I meant, where are you now with yourself and your spirit?
I would say I'm like the only really things that I deal with. Occasionally, I have some trauma in my life, and I just go to different healers to take care of that. But I would just say I'm like 99%. I've relearned so many things. Uh, People can't even tell now that I had those injuries, and I'm finishing up a book right now about my experience. You're welcome.
Any more questions? Come on. Sure.
So part of what I've heard, but I've never had a near-death experience, is that often they're different and so many are the same, and that often our predisposed beliefs have an effect on the near-death experience, what you expect a lot of times to experience. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, for me, you may be right, very much so, but for me personally, that wasn't the case. I went with a completely, I don't think, I think what may have happened is that there may be a few things that got confirmed, like reincarnation, because I'm born in India, so, we believe in reincarnation. And so I almost saw, not as a picture, but as a knowing, my past lives. I know many of them now. And I also knew for sure that we do come back. It's like a change of clothes, like in Buddhism. As you grow older, as your clothes get older, you change them. So we come every time with a new body, with a new role, with a new drama that we've written. And we play, we're like 007s, we're 009s. We come with our own script, And so maybe a few things, but in general, because here's the reason why I say that, is because before I died, I was religious. But when I came back, I became totally spiritual. For me, there is no religion, because religion is man-made. I'm also a minister of the ecumenical. When I went back to California, I was ordained and studied world religion for a year at World University in Ojai. And because all religion is man-made, we're just love, we're God. That's what it is. So I didn't feel that before I died, when I came back.
So for me, it's totally different because I've had 3 different experiences. My experience when I was a young child, I wasn't taught religion in the home. I do have a background. My father is Jewish and my mother was LDS or a Latter-day Saint or known as Mormon. But my mother wasn't actively practicing, even though my father agreed to raise the kids LDS. Religion really wasn't discussed in the home. I was expected to go to church and learn it. And at that young age, I wasn't going to church. And then my other experience later on, at that time in my life, I was living a religious life. But the experience on the other side has been totally different. Seeing my Heavenly Father, my Heavenly Mother, and Jesus. Heavenly Father and Jesus is talked about, but not Heavenly Mother. And I know my Heavenly Mother, and I know that she loves me. And because I've had that experience more than once, the first two experiences were sort of similar, except in my second experience, I was shown so much more. I was shown a lot of people that I'd meet in my future life. I was told many things, and I got to converse and see my father, and we had a totally different experience, as well as some of my relatives who had passed on. And then my last experience, because it's in 3 parts, and I know that I'm still remembering that second part. I know I actually went and talked before councils, and I was specific. That's what the guide and I talked about before we can go. I said, let's go back and talk to those councils. I want to make a new choice, and he went, no, you've made your choice, you know. So we were kind of having a discussion, because you know, and eventually I did go back, but so there's still a lot of things about that. So that's why I look at it. I had 3 different experiences. And what I knew from religion had nothing to do with those experiences.
So I can talk really loud. So I'm putting something together here, a couple of common things between the two of you, and that is that you're both now healers. You both have additional gifts. You both obviously have more intuition. You also have what I've heard you both, because I've been hanging out with Brian a little bit. I've heard him use a phrase that I'm familiar with, which is downloads and information. So I'm sure you're around a lot of people who have also had near-death experiences, or when they hear that you have, they kind of talk to you. In your experience, does it seem like those are common things for most people who have near-death experiences?
Yes, I actually do hang out with a lot of people in Utah. There's a chapter called IAMS, which is International Association of Near-Death Studies. And before my last experiences, I was hanging out with quite a few people, and then I disappeared for a couple of years. And when I went back, they said, "Where have you been?" I said, "Well, I had another experience, and I've been healing." So, and yes, that is very similar.
With mine, actually, I had this experience in 1994, and I've also had a couple of major out-of-body